Good morning. It is 6:33 a.m. on Monday, November 21st, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, got pretty caught up on sleep over the weekend and then went to bed at a reasonable hour last night. Feeling pretty good this morning. So, I'm going to try to keep that up. This is the second time I try to record this today. That'll teach me to be switching cables around on my computer. I sometimes forget that it makes me have to double check all of my settings again. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. We got some snow for the first time last night. First time here in this part of Massachusetts. First time for this year. I keep coming up with qualifiers that are not quite right. Because obviously we got snow earlier in the year at the end of last winter. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? I don't have to really split the hairs there. Anyway, just a little bit of a dusting, nothing on the roads. I'm happy to see some colder weather. I like the snow. I need to get some new boots. Also, with my new commute where I'm walking more on the sidewalks and roads, might not like the snow as much then, but it's fine. So over the weekend, I had had some vague plans to go to the movies, and then I just kind of didn't make it out of the house. I did accomplish some other things, though. I recorded a short story in audio for a friend. It reminded me that I need to. Oh, my nose is kind of running. I need to do more of that. I have some material built up and all. But I also played some video games. For the first time since the Extra Life Marathon, I've tried playing XCOM 2, which I started during the early morning hours, and so I wasn't at my best. So I restarted a game, and I played it for a couple of hours, and I think maybe that game, like XCOM 1, it's just not for me. I tried it even after bouncing off of XCOM 1 because, kind of like with real-time strategy games like StarCraft, I feel like I want to like it and I keep trying to make it work. But what happens is that maybe just the strategy is just a little bit too difficult or too dependent on chance, and I get frustrated out of proportion with how important everything really is. Because obviously I'm just playing a game, and so this little rookie soldier who gets blasted by an alien, I mean, that's just part of the game. But what happens in my head is that I thought I was doing great, and now everything's a disaster, and it's ruined, and why even bother? And that's just not the emotion I want to be feeling when I play video games. That's kind of not what I'm there for. So I'm glad lots of other people like those types of games, but I think I'm increasingly coming to the conclusion that even though there's an intellectual appeal of that type of game for me, and I look at it and it says that looks fun to me. When I actually play, I just get frustrated. I also played the first little bit, maybe only 40 minutes or so, of Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I've always known that I was going to love because I loved the previous Tomb Raider and I loved the Uncharted series. And the Tomb Raider games right now in the Uncharted series are basically this. They're really iterating off of each other at this point, and that is fantastic because I like those kinds of games. And so I only played just the first little bit of it, but really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to finally digging into that one. That's one that I've kind of always known that I was going to like, but I've been sort of saving it for some reason. And what else? Oh, that's right. Saturday night, I dug out the Vive VR headset for the first time in a little while. Got that all set up, and boy, I still love it. It's great. it's a different experience to everything else. Like I don't do it every day, partly just because it's just a lot of gear to navigate. But when I set it up, boy, it's amazing. And so I played a couple of things. Um, I played first of all a game, just a little free thing called Accounting, which is it's not really about accounting. But it's from the guy Justin Roiland, who's he's the guy that does all the voices and is the co-creator of Rick and Morty, which is a great cartoon and I really love. And it's very much of that kind of style, sort of just a very loose improv feeling dialogue, lots of everyone talking over each other and everything. But it's just a lot of surreal, silly things going on in this thing. It only takes probably maybe 20 minutes to play through, but it was really fun and kind of silly. And then I did another thing too, but I think the big highlight of the evening for me was Google Earth VR. Now, I mean, Google Earth has kind of always been cool, just taking all of Google's satellite imagery and everything and making just an explorable planet from that perspective. And they've been able to for a while to make little 3D versions of their maps, but seeing it in VR is just kind of amazing. I mean, in a lot of cases, the visual fidelity is not super great because, first of all, they're trying to make it load reasonably quickly while still allowing you to just go everywhere. So it's kind of, there's a lot of pop in. Things start as pretty low res, and then depending on where you're looking, things pop in with more detail. But honestly, I understand that there's just technical limitations to that, and then the freedom that it allows you to do it that way, instead of, say, having a specific area that looks good as soon as you see it, but you have to sit there in blackness while it loads for 30 seconds, and then you have to go through that all again if you want to go anywhere else. Whereas the way it is, you can just kind of fly along, go anywhere you want, and it kind of loads around you wherever you go. And it's just kind of amazing being able to kind of walk through Boston as though I'm the size of a skyscraper. And to just kind of sit down in the middle of, in the middle of my hometown here and just kind of look around and just look down and it's like, yep, there's my building. And here, this is the way that I walk over, and then that's the square, and then when I get on the bus, it's going up that way, and I'm just following that, or going to see Devil's Tower, or the Statue of Liberty, and just all of these landmarks, and just being able to sort of like go to all of these places and see it like I'm there, but like I'm huge, and I can change the scale easily. It was really kind of something. I think it's a new one of my new go-to demo apps. I think for that, to show people when they try it. But anyway, I've got to go ahead and get ready for work, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.